In today's video, I'm going to teach you how to create parallel approvals using Power Automate, also known as Microsoft Flow. By the end of this tutorial, you'll have a solid understanding of setting up a structure that allows for multiple approvals to happen simultaneously. This can be particularly useful for streamlining processes in your organization where different stakeholders need to sign off on requests. Let's dive right in. To start, you'll need to have a flow where you want to incorporate approvals. Think of this as your workspace where everything begins. Now, your first task is to add an approval action to this flow. You'll do this by selecting the Approvals option, specifically the one labeled Start and Wait for an Approval. This will set up your first approval step. In this configuration, you can specify the first approver, often the direct manager, who will receive the approval request. Now, let's move on to creating a parallel branch, which is a crucial step in setting up parallel approvals. Hover your cursor over the arrow that connects the first approval action to the subsequent step in your flow. A plus sign will appear, and when you click it, you'll see an option to add a parallel branch. Click this, and a new, empty branch will sprout alongside your original path. This is where the magic of parallel processing starts to take shape. In this new branch, you will add another approval action just as you did before. By clicking to add an action, you will again select Approvals, Start and Wait for an Approval. This step is where you'll configure it for your second approver, perhaps someone from the HR team. You can repeat this process of creating parallel branches and adding approval actions for any additional approvers you may need, such as the finance team or other departments involved. Next, it's important to add logic to each of these branches to handle the outcomes of these approvals. After the approval action in each parallel branch, you'll need to add a Controlled and Condition action. This is where you define the next steps based on the responses from each approver. In these conditions, you will set up if yes and if no branches to outline what should happen in either scenario. For instance, if approval is granted, you might update a SharePoint column to reflect the status from that specific approver. Lastly, all the individual paths you set will come together when the parallel branches automatically unite after completing their respective tasks. Think of this as the point where all results are in, and the process becomes unified again. Here, you can add a final step by using the New Step button just beneath the joined branches. This is where you finalize your logic, such as sending out a summary email to stakeholders or updating the overall status of the request in your system. Through these straightforward steps, you've now set up a parallel approval system using Power Automate, making your workflow more efficient and capable of handling complex scenarios with ease and clarity.